So I'm gonna make another fantasizing video where I date predict false dates that aren't gonna come true. But yes, I have to do it just because I need to think about something, and it's much better to think about something whilst on a video because I feel like there's more chance of it happening. But yeah, so I'm always wrong about dates, and I have no clue if I'm even going to get on Big Brother. I have no clue if Big Brother even know about me or anything. But I still need to get on that show because I need to find a team of people who can research what I've been researching and see all the links that kind of prove that I'm Christ. And, so if a bunch of people, but biblical scholars or whatever, just say, oh, it's just a coincidence, I'm not going to believe them. I need a bunch of people to actually see the evidence and tell me, okay, they don't have to tell me that it's not the truth, but they have to give me, if they don't think it's the truth, they have to give me a good reason as to why my belief and my telling. And I see the Bible stories in a completely different light. I see the female characters as being all Messiah figures and the male characters as being either false Messiah figures or people who lead others to deception and do terrible things. But yes, if I'm wrong about my belief, I would want to know why I'm wrong and not to have just people say, oh, it's just a coincidence. Yeah. Anna's very common name. Oh, it's just a coincidence. Now, that's not, I'm not going to fall for that. So I need to get onto Big Brother. I need to tell people what my belief is. And then I need to see who's capable of doing the research and giving me real evidence as to why it's wrong or why it's right. I'm always wrong with the dates, though. And anyway, I know Big Brother's supposed to be on the fall of next year in UK. I mean, still, I don't know if I'm going to be on the UK one, if I'm going to be on the American one, or if I'm going to be on one at all. There's still a high chance. Maybe I am just delusional and no one knows about me. But if that's the case, then I feel like there's a reason why that's the case. Maybe the Bible is a test, and I believe that I have the answers to the test. Now, if I give people the answers to the test, the Bible will no longer be a test. So how can maybe I'm not supposed to give the answers. Maybe I'm not supposed to get discovered. Maybe the only reason why I'm alive is so that white people exist, and when I die I'll go back to being a god, and then I'll have to try and get a select group of people to find me then. Maybe that's what the plan is, but I don't know. I just know that I need to go on to Big Brother and do my best whilst I'm alive to try and do that. And my birthday's on the 3rd of April. I met Martin, who I believe was my son in a past life, so he's like the real Satan character. I met him on March the 11th, so there's a possibility that something could happen on March the 11th. But technically, this guy has just been ignoring me for 10 years and hasn't helped me in any single way. So therefore, I do question whether or not that date is actually significant, because I thought he was significant and I was wrong about him. So I'm wrong about the dates and I'm wrong about him. But then technically, I don't actually know anything about him, so I can't be wrong. I just thought he would come back to me on a certain day and he didn't. So if he knows about me or not, I still don't know. So I'm not proved right or wrong yet. But anyway, because my birthday's on the 3rd of April and Passover this year is supposed to be on the 7th, and then Easter Sunday's on the 9th, I think it's more likely that things are going to happen around that date. Why? Because I got my birthday on the 3rd, the past Good Friday on the 7th, and on the 9th is the Easter Sunday. So I feel like there's 3 things that could point to that date, whereas when March the 11th is only one thing. I mean, maybe I could have an audition or have some sort of insight from a Big Brother show. I don't know, but I know by March the 11th I should know something about Big Brother. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be in the fall, then it might just be something simple as where the location of the house is going to be. But it is the 3rd house, so the Antichrist needs to go into the 3rd temple and declare themselves Christ, and that is that will be the 3rd house. So I feel like that's the house I need to get into. If it'll happen or not, I don't know. But okay, so I find out that I'm going to be on Big Brother on my birthday, because right now I have absolutely no reason to celebrate my birthday whatsoever, and I never celebrate it. My birthday is just another day. But if I found out on that day that I'm going to be on Big Brother, and then I have to go into like hiding, or usually they have to go into hiding for like a week, but because it's on ITV2, which is like a really it's like a side channel, and I think far less viewers will be watching it. But there's a good and bad for everything. Okay, bad is that far less people will be watching it. But hey, if I'm going to be saying I'm God, and if people are just going to think I'm mad, then maybe it's a good thing that far less people are watching it. So there's a good and bad in that. But the good is that there'll probably be a lot less people auditioning, and if there's a lot less people auditioning, I have a greater chance of getting onto it. Plus, I want it way more than any of them. But yeah, so I found out that I go on the show on April 3rd, and then this show randomly pops up, or maybe it randomly pops up on, there's April Fool today. It's supposed to be on the fall, but on April Fools, they suddenly announce that actually it's not going to be on April, it's not going to be in the fall, but it's actually going to be on in March, because I don't want to have to wait till August, because August sounds, I don't want to wait till September, or that's just way too long. But I wanted to start in March because that's way shorter. And there's something supposed to happen. You're supposed to like arrest Christ and take Christ into the tomb. And if I'm Christ, then that you could be reenacted, but instead of going into a tomb, I go into the Big Brother house, which means that the Big Brother house should start on April 7th. And I tell people that I'm Christ, and they don't believe me. But yeah, after 2 days, maybe they do, or they see something that might be true. I don't know, because there's not going to be any. They say that there's not going to be any episodes on Saturday or Sunday, one of the days. But yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting if they go in on Friday, they don't have an episode on Saturday, and then they do have an episode on Sunday, and that's when they get to like that. That would be like me rising, because people will get to know more about me, whereas the first episode is just kind of introducing the characters and getting them inside the house. So yeah, that's what's going to happen on my birthday. I'm going to find out that I'm in, and I've got like a few hours to pack my bags and then be taken to the show, and then on Friday I get exposed, and then on Sunday. So that's what I think is most likely to happen. Well, actually, what most likely to happen is that they come on in September, October. But the show has said that they're going to they can't do Big Brother in March because there's too many other shows. And it's just like, what? This is supposed to be the show that Christ is on. Why are you putting Love Island and other things? Why are you putting anything before that? So yes, I've still got a tiny bit of hope that I'm not going to wait till September, that there's something that might happen in March. But then again, it's probably false hope, because believing that something's going to happen soon when it doesn't is only just a letdown, and it keeps you clinging on to something that. But I'm not the only one clinging on to them. There are plenty of Christians who are constantly waiting for the rapture to happen, and they believe that they're the ones that are going to be raptured. And yeah, they're putting all their hope into just a lie. And can you stop them? Would they want to stop if you told them that actually the rapture is only just of one person, me, not loads of people, and it's not to go to heaven, it's going into a brother house or something like that? Or would they believe? No, they wouldn't. But yeah, that is just what I wanted to say.